Hello, everyone, and welcome. Let me get over here and make sure this is muted so we're not echoing you out of here. And if y'all will, please smash that like and share this out. I would appreciate it so much. Let's see. Hello, Infinity Gamer. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Melissa, Sandra. Hi, Vodka. We're going to let a few people get in here real quick. We have an amazing show for you tonight. I'm very excited. This has been one I've been looking forward to for a long time now. Hi, Kyle. So we'll let a few more people get in here. Do what, Twinkie?
I said, hey, everybody.
Oh. I was talking over you.
You good. This is your show.
Well, it's our show. All right. So thank you guys so much for coming in. Me too, Melissa. I'm very excited for this one. Let's see. All right. So I'm not going to leave him down in the basement for very long. We don't want him running away from us. So there's two things that people think of when they think of Bobby Mackey's, and that's country music and his haunted bar. And I know there's a mix of us here that enjoy both. So tonight we're very lucky to have Mr. Bobby Mackey with us. So we're going to bring him up. Hello.
Hi. How are you all doing tonight?
We're doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and it's great to be on here with you all.
Well, we're so excited to have you here. This is like a dream for us. Me and my sister both. The bar's on our top of our bucket list.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get the opportunity, we will be there.
Well, great.
So
great.
Hopefully we'll get to meet you in person then.
Yeah, I've been there at the club 44 years, and it never gets old because it's all about the music for me, and
yeah,
and the other part of it, you know, I just let it roll on. I'm not really a total believer, but I have softened through the years because so many people that come there that investigate and do tours, they all say that there's activity there, and you know, I've softened over the years. I'm not as hard-nosed non-believer as I used to be.
I understand that completely. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself? You don't have to go, you know, way back, but country music, that we definitely know you by that. So why don't you just kind of tell us a little bit about you?
Okay. Well, I grew up in the little town of Concord, Kentucky, in Lewis County, right along the Ohio River. So it was in northern Kentucky. And I started singing. My mom had me singing actually before I can even remember it. It was coming out of me early, and she worked with it. And I sang in a talent contest when I was 4 years old, and I sang the Hank Williams song, "Your Cheating Heart."
Oh.
And I won first prize, $5 bill.
Oh wow!
And then when I was 8 years old, I got my first guitar, and my mom taught me to play that. And you know, I just grew up playing and singing. Music consumed my life. But when I first heard Hank Williams sing, that changed my life forever because it set me on a course of music that I'm still on today, and my music is based on traditional country.
Nice.
And I after out of high school, I come down to the Cincinnati area, which was about an hour and a half drive from my hometown. I came down to the northern Kentucky area, just across the river from Cincinnati, and I got I got a job on the railroad, and I was working the railroad, and I got laid off on the railroad and got into music full time. I never was away from music, but I had the opportunity to get with the band, and I got into music full time while I was laid off from the railroad, and music was working out for me. So I decided, when the railroad called me back, I decided to stay in music and didn't go back to the railroad.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. So what was some of your I know you've met some big time stars. What are some of your fondest memories when you first started music, and who kind of helped get you going to where you were?
Well, as I said, my biggest inspiration as a small kid was Hank Williams Sr.
Mhm.
But then in my teenage years, Buck Owens come along, and he was a big inspiration. Then Merle Haggard,
Yes.
and after Merle Haggard come along, he was it, and nobody else. I liked a lot of the music that a lot of the people have done, but Merle Haggard has got to be my all-time favorite.
Oh, absolutely love Merle Haggard.
And I had him in the club. I got the nightclub. See, after I didn't go back to the railroad and stayed in music, then I played 3 different nightclubs over a period of 8 years. And it was actually just north of Cincinnati, and they were close to each other. And every time I'd leave one club and go to the other, everybody followed me. All the people that came to the club followed me. And in 1978, I come to a crossroad. I was either going to move to Nashville or get my own nightclub, and I chose to get the club where I'm still playing music today, 44 years later. But I booked a lot of people in the club over the 44 years, and Merle Haggard was one of the stars that I booked in there in 1982.
And what was that like, having your one of your idols be there singing in your bar?
It was like a dream come true. I remember, with having the club and booking him, and it was a business experience until he was introduced to my stage, and then it became personal. That's when I froze in my tracks, and I couldn't believe that Merle Haggard was singing on my stage. When they introduced him to the stage, that's when the reality set in.
Right. I can only imagine what you felt that day. That's amazing. And it's kind of like a dream come true for us to have you up here. So I guess I kind of know what it feels like now to have somebody that we've looked up to and everything for so long be up here chatting with us. So definitely thank you so much for making that happen.
That's probably a compatible feeling.
So how did the bar come along? Like country music to owning one of the most iconic country bars in the U.S.?
Well, it was one day at a time, actually. But again, it was all about the music. And the reason I chose to get my own nightclub was so I could play my traditional country music the way I wanted to. Other clubs where I played, the club owners always wanted to have some influence over the music. If some customer would say that they'd like to hear more rock, and then the club owner would tell me that, and I wouldn't do it. I'd just sing country, So.
And so I know you've been working on a new album.
Yeah, I'm always working on songs. I like to record as much as I can, and stack them away so I can have them to release in the future.
Right.
When I run across a few good songs that I really like, then I try to get them recorded as quickly as I can. And I just want to have a bunch of music in a can just for future to relate to in the future.
Right. Now you wrote songs for other artists as well, right?
Yeah, I've written some, but I've never, it never came easy for me. If I get a good idea that I can work with, it has to be a good idea for me. I get a lot of ideas, and I think, well, that ain't worth my time to pursue it. But if I get a real good idea, I'll stay on it until I get the song written.
Right. Now, did you know when you bought that bar that it had or were you even told that it had some sort of a paranormal past, or is that something you kind of just developed into?
I had no idea, but when I got the club was an old gambling casino that was shut down, and the gambling took place in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, and then the club had been shut down there for a long time, and I was able to get the place, and it was really all run down, needed a lot of work, a lot of cleanup and stuff, because it'd been closed down for so long. But I got the place in 1978 when I opened the doors, and I something drew me there. I had to have the place, and I had no clue about anything paranormal or anything like that. But when there was a kid who was just 18 years old that lived in the closest residence to the nightclub. It was the closest house, and we were down there one day and making our plans and trying to get the place together and making plans of what it needed, what we needed to do to it, and making plans to get it open. And this boy, Carl Lawson, came through the door. He said, "Hi, I'm Carl. I know all about this place. If you need to know anything, I know everything about it." Well, and he said, and if you need any work done or anything. So actually we did. He helped us clean. There was a lot of cleaning and a lot of planning. But anyway, he became the caretaker of the place. And he's the one who started breaking the news to me that weird stuff went on around there. And he kept, bear in mind, at that point, I had a lot on my mind. I'm putting everything I had into getting this club going, and I had to make it work. And what he was trying to tell me was something negative to me, and I wasn't really listening. And when I finally picked up on what he was telling me, I said, "You ain't trying to tell me that this place is haunted or anything. What are you talking about?" "Oh," he said, "you wouldn't believe what goes on around here." And I said, "Well, I'll tell you what, I don't want you telling nobody about it. I don't want anybody to know anything about it, because I didn't want to run people off before I got the doors open."
Right.
I thought people would be afraid to come there. I really did. And I told him not to say nothing about it, and he didn't. It was 10 years before we ever had another conversation about it. And that came about because of a guy that was coming in there and became a friend of mine. He was a customer, and he became a friend of mine. His name was Douglas Hensley, and he wrote the book Hell's Gate. Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
Okay, Doug wrote that book, but in the beginning, how that came about, Doug at that time had a video rental store. For a period of time there, those video rentals were real popular. And he had a video rental store, and he had me doing a commercial for TV to do a commercial for his video store. So the day that I was doing that, I happened to be in his office at the store, and he was at the time he was writing short stories for a publisher and selling them to the publisher. And he read me some of the paragraphs of a book he had, of a short story that he had written. And I never was into any of that. But I said, "Well, there's a story about the nightclub that's true that would be better than that." I just said it off the cuff, and he became obsessed. He wanted to know more about it. I said, "Well, Carl Lawson, he knew Carl because he came in the club all the time. And Carl became the guy that cleaned the club and stocked the beer after we got open and everything." So this was 10 years down the road. And Carl, I told him not to say anything about it, and he didn't. And it stayed that way. But when I said that to Doug, told him that Carl was trying to tell me stuff, well, I really didn't think Doug would do anything with it. I really didn't. But Doug started going to Carl and saying, I hear that you got stories about this and that, and this happens, that happens. And Carl said, I'm not allowed to talk about it. So Doug would come to me and say, Carl won't talk to me about it. I said, well, I told him not to. He'd go back to Carl and he'd try to get him to say something. And they worried me for I don't know how long. And finally, I really didn't think Doug would write it. Finally, I told him, I said, Carl, you might as well go ahead and tell him. You've been trying to tell me for years. So from that, Doug took the go ahead and he got Carl's story. And it just went from there. And Doug just day and night investigated all kinds of stories and things. And you know, it just overwhelmed me.
Right.
And you know, I don't know anything else to say, but that's how it got started.
Yeah. Well, how many employees have you lost over the years because of people thinking they had activity there?
I don't know of any. I know they were all aware and they would all tell me their stories. But see, the place became so much fun. It was a nightclub and people come there and danced and people never thought about that. It was a nightclub. Right. And it was in the back of their minds, and there would be something that would happen. Everything that would happen that you couldn't explain, it would get blamed on that, you know.
Right.
And it was just one of those things that just went on, and we were on several of those talk shows. We were on Geraldo, Sally Jesse Raphael.
Oh, wow.
There was a tabloid show, Hard Copy, at one time.
Yeah.
We were on that, and A Current Affair, and many of those shows we were on, and people just started getting excited about it and wanting to come there and investigate, and it was just overwhelming. But we're still, it's all about the music for me. That's all secondary, and I don't even think about it.
Right. Right. And so does it frustrate you that a lot of people are more interested in it for the ghost hunting aspect of it, or is it?
Well, we have a saying, come for the ghosts and stay for the music.
I love that. I absolutely love that. So what made you decide to start letting people come in and investigate then?
Well, you know, it just went that way. And of course, the basement, I don't know if you've heard about the basement, and there's a well in the basement.
Yes. And
the site where the nightclub sits in the late 1800s was a slaughterhouse. The site was. And there was a well where they drained the blood from the slaughterhouse. There was a tunnel that went under the railroad track that runs behind the nightclub and into the Licking River that runs there. And there's a lot to do with that when they built the club and they built the floor in the basement, they built a floor over that well after the slaughterhouse was gone. And they built at first it was a roadside tavern called the Bluegrass Inn. Then they added on to that, and it became a gambling casino. But that well that was under the floor, I had no clue it was there. And I was there one day at the club, and I needed to go to the basement for something. Carl and I went to the basement. We walked in this room, and there were holes chopped in the floor. They were just like a pickaxe.
Oh, wow.
There were pick holes in the floor, and I hadn't seen them before. And I said, Carl, what's these holes in the floor? He didn't know. He did know, but he didn't tell me. He said he didn't know. And we had a flashlight, and I shined the light down through those holes, and I could see the perfect mouth of a well. Now, I would have to assume that when they filled that well in and built the floor over top of it, when they built the club, I would think at the time that they filled that in with dirt and it was level. But through the years, as the dirt dried, and the railroad track behind the club, where the railroad track, when the train would go by, it would vibrate the ground, and as years went by, it sifted, it dried that powder out, and it vibrated it down, and it was about a foot below the surface, and you could fully see the mouth of a well that was there, and I had no clue it was there, didn't know what it was, but Doug investigated that and found out more about it, and that the site being a slaughterhouse, the well had been used to drain the blood to the Licking River.
Wow. See, that's I imagine that place has a very vast history of all kinds of different things, and just to have it all kind of rolled into one, it can be overwhelming.
Yeah, because it was a gambling casino, and it was run by the Syndicate, and you know that in itself lends itself to a lot of people controlling people, you know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
And there was,
go ahead.
And there was a singer that came there when the place was a gambling casino. There was a singer, a cabaret singer that was booked in there. His name was Robert Randall. And the guy that ran the club then for the Syndicate, he had a daughter, and she took up with the singer Robert Randall, and he told his daughter to stay away from him. He's just passing through. He's no good. You don't you get involved with him. Well, then her father found out that she was in love with him, and they were planning to run off together.
Mm-hmm.
And so the owner had him killed, and his name was Robert Randall. My birth name is Robert Randall Mackey.
Oh,
wow.
And that kind of feels a little weird sometimes. But by his name being, his first name was Robert, his last name was Randall. And when her father had him killed, she killed herself. And the way the story unfolds, that her spirit was there waiting for her lover to return.
Wow, that's crazy that you say that. And then you also stated that you felt like that place was calling you, like you felt a connection to it as soon as you got there.
Yes, when I first saw the place, it was like I had to have it, and but of course, at the time I had to have it and had to make it work. I stood up on the stage. The stage was real long because it was had like dancing girls and stuff on the stage, and it was long. It was long. I didn't need all that, so I cut half the stage off to make more dance floor. And but I stood up on that stage and could visualize. I could visualize it working. I could see in my head the place full of people, and me and my band playing country music, and I could see it all working. In fact, I had to see that in my mind before I could even attempt it.
Right. That just kind of gave me chills, though. It feels like it was meant for you.
Well, it seems like that, but it's, I still keep my feet firm on the ground and try to stay within reality. And it's all about the country music for me. And after 44 years, I think that was a good way to play it for me.
I definitely believe so, because you get to do what you love every day.
Exactly. And I wouldn't want to, I never wanted to do anything else. But then my recording career come along too, and I was surprised and happy to see that you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you've been listening to my music.
Yes, definitely.
I'm proud of that.
Lucille.
Oh yeah.
I love that song.
Thank you.
I really love that song.
I made that my own style.
You did, and you definitely have a style about the way you sing. And to me, even listening to you now, you're still the old school country that we all love. I have no hard feelings with newer country music, but to me, that's just not country music. And I love old style of country music, and I definitely hear that in your voice.
Today's music is not country. They call it that, but they stole the name. And I wrote a song like that, and I don't know if you heard that on YouTube or not. I wrote a song called "What They Call Country Is Not Country. They Just Stole the Name."
Yeah, definitely. And I
that's
definitely agree with that song completely. I absolutely love your voice. You've got a true country voice.
I got a number one song right now. It's been number one on the independent charts. A song called "Let Me Drink About It."
And I have heard that song.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
And it's probably been one of my the biggest song I've had to date was about Johanna, the guy's daughter that was Robert Randall's lover.
Yes.
I wrote a song about that called Johanna. Are you familiar with that song?
Yes, and that was one of my questions on here about the song that you wrote about someone from the bar, and that would be the Johanna.
Johanna, yes.
Yes.
And that's been my biggest record, but it wasn't a radio record. It's been big on YouTube, but it was real big through the paranormal world.
Yes, definitely.
And I wrote the song as kind of a synopsis for the book that Doug Hensley wrote, Hell's Gate. It's kind of a synopsis or summary of the things that Doug has in the book.
And it's definitely worth listening to. And I've got somebody right now that is going to be putting up the link to your YouTube channel, because everybody needs to go listen to his music for one, but you definitely need to go listen to that song, especially if you love the paranormal and you love Bobby Mackey's, which I know every single one of y'all do. So definitely go over there and subscribe to his channel, because you'll be able to hear really good classic country music over there. So I've got Melissa. I just sent her a message asking her to get the link, and I know Barbara's putting the links in as well. So, but you definitely want to go over and subscribe to the channel, and also follow him on Twitter and stuff as well. Now, you've had, I think one of the most famous ghost hunting teams that has been in there was Ghost Adventures.
Yeah.
How was that?
Well, they came in and up till that time, they told the story better than anybody had prior to them. Zach Bagans and Nick and Aaron. I guess it was about 12 years ago when they first came in.
Right.
And they did a story, and they took it worldwide.
It did, and I think that kind of blew it up in the paranormal community for sure.
Yes, and they had me, of course, they had me sing my song Johanna, just me and my guitar, and people took to it from all over, and I picked up a lot of fans through that.
And I'm glad you did, because it's a great song, and it definitely has that. And this is going to be weird to say, but it has that ghost hunters feel to it. Like, just it's the storytelling, but in music form. And I absolutely love that.
Yeah. But as I was saying, that's been my biggest record, biggest selling record I've had, due to the paranormal aspect of it. But the biggest radio record that I've had is right now the one I mentioned a while ago, the Let Me Drink About It. It's probably getting more airplay from country music radio, from traditional country music radio, not what they call country today.
Right. And it's definitely a good song. I actually, whenever I was going through and trying to get my questions and stuff like that, doing some more research and everything, I actually listened to that song again earlier today. So that is a really good song too, though. So everybody needs to go listen to it.
There's not a night on stage. Every Friday and Saturday night, I'm on stage at the club in Wilder, and there's not a night goes by that I don't get several requests to do the song.
Right, and I can see why. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's the one I was going to ask you about this time, was the song you wrote about the bar. So what have been some of the claims, and I'm not sure if you've experienced as much there as everyone else has, but what has been some of the claims that your employees have had there, or even other musicians that come there? Have they had any experiences there?
I've heard stories. Everybody seems to have a story, and it's hard to zero in on any of them. But there was a waitress there years ago. She's passed away. She's no longer with us. But she told a story. She would always get there early and set her station up. And she'd just always get there early and sit at the bar after she'd get her station all ready. And it'd be before anybody come in. And she has told the story. And in fact, she wrote the story. Doug listed her story in the book, and she signed it as a sworn affidavit that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Back during the gambling days, there was an owner during the period of that time. His name was Buck Brady, and he had a little dog that was with him all the time. It was just this little dog was always where he was. Somebody poisoned the dog, and he buried it out behind the building. And this girl knew nothing about that, but she said that many a time she has seen a little black dog run across the stage and jump out on the dance floor and disappear.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And she didn't know anything about the story, but from her story, then it was discovered then that about the story about Buck Brady's little dog.
Wow, that's amazing. And we always wonder in the paranormal field, can you actually see pets and stuff? But we've heard so many stories about that, and that definitely is another one that makes me believe, yes, we can actually see the pets and stuff.
Yeah, well, that when she told the story, she had no clue that the dog had any tie to the place.
Right. That's amazing. Does it ever, like, I know you said you used to be a firm non-believer, but you've softened, like you said, over the years.
Yeah.
Has there ever been claims that you've heard that you were just like, no, that definitely didn't happen, or some of the ones that you said, oh, okay, that did happen? Well,
there have been things, but again, I've never been one to dwell on it. I just I just say there's got to be something more than got to be some reason. So I just go on and not pay attention to it. But I was in there one night, and I had to go in there for some reason that night. We were closed. I never liked to go in there by myself. And so if I did, I didn't hang around in there much. I'd go in and do what I had to do and leave.
Right.
So, but I was in there one night, and I heard some awful growling sound. It sounded like cats are fighting or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounded behind the bar. And I walked up to the bar and leaned across to look to see if I could see anything. I didn't see nothing, but I sure heard the noise. And I don't have no idea what that was.
Right. And has there ever been any experiences that you said, no, I don't want to have anything to do with that anymore, or just?
Well, that's pretty much my take on it all along. But something like that would, sure made me stop and think.
Right. Right. So
You weren't gonna stop and find out what it was. Was you ready to go?
Yeah. Well, again, I just tried to stay away from it because music has meant the most to me. Music has been my life, and I didn't want any sidelines. But
Yeah.
you know, this came at me, and it was almost demanding that I allow people to go to the basement.
right.
And so you know, and there was a lot of cleanup. There's a lot of junk stored in the basement, and I had to clean it out and get it ready for it because everybody wanted to go see the basement. So we finally got it cleaned up and took some tours to the basement, and it's still going today.
That's amazing. And it is odd how, and I've heard a lot of people say that when they purchase a building or a business that they believe something's there or they've been told something's there and that they've said it was almost like a calling or something, just saying you need to do this. You know, maybe it was the spirit saying they wanted their stories told or whatnot. But I understand how you want to stay clear of that. So do you have other people that run that part of it for you, or?
Yes, yeah, I do now. A group called a Gatekeeper,
Mhm.
Gatekeeper Paranormal.
Right.
They handle all that, and that we offer tours on Friday and Saturday night when we're open. I've got a tour guide there that's separate from the Gatekeeper,
Mhm.
but that's Friday night. Friday and Saturday is separate. People that are there, and you know, that just come to the nightclub for the night, for the dancing and the music. But we'll offer tours to the basement then. But there will be tours that people call the paranormal group about, and that's separate from this, and that's offered during the week, and people come there from all over. There are 2-hour tours involved, and some of them are overnight investigations.
Uh-huh.
Some of the paranormal groups are interested to come and just spend the night and investigate.
Right.
That's a different thing than just a 2-hour tour.
Yeah, and I know that's what me and my sister there, April, we plan on doing. Hopefully, as soon as possible. We definitely want to come up there and check it out.
Yeah.
But we also want to be there for those Friday and Saturday night shows because that place looks like it's jumping all the time.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's amazing. You see from young to old, and it looks like everybody has an amazing time there.
Yeah, I've got a great band. I've got band members that have been with me for several years. The drummer and the steel guitar player over 30 years, and my bass player been with me almost the whole 44 years. There was a few years in the middle where he's a singer also, and he's a great bass player, and he was with me he and I started out together in 1968. Then, but he went out on his own for a few years and had his own thing going with his own band. But he's finally decided he wanted to come back and play music with me. So he called one day and said he wanted to come home, and I said, "Okay, well, come on."
Oh.
So he's been with me all that time, and the guitar player's been with me 5 years.
Right. We do have a question in the chat from Slimlet 2.0. And I know you said Merle Haggard played there. He's wanting to know who the most famous person who's played at the bar.
Well, George Jones was there.
Oh.
Ooh.
So, you know, George, Merle, many others. Ricky Skaggs played there. Vern Gosden. On and on. Ernest Tubb, he was there once. Many artists through the years have played there, and most of them, you know, I was a big fan of theirs already, you know.
Yeah, that's amazing. And did you ever think, I know you said you saw it in your head where it was going to go, but did you ever think it would be as famous as it is today?
No, you know, not going off in different directions like it has.
Yeah.
But as far as the music, I knew I could I knew I would make the music work because I mentioned earlier, I believe that the 3 clubs I played at just north of Cincinnati, within a short distance, I played 3 different clubs over a period of 8 years. And each club, when I'd leave one and go to the other, everybody would follow me.
Right.
So I pretty much knew that I could make it work with the music because I always had at the other places. And it did work just that way. I didn't know these other things would come along.
Right. Now, do you ever wish that these other things had not come along, or do you kind of just go with the flow now?
I go with the flow, you know. And of course, you know, when I opened just before Urban Cowboy came out.
Oh, yes. Good movie.
When Urban Cowboy came along in 1980, I heard that the movie was going to be released, and it had the story was about a mechanical bull.
Uh-huh.
And so before the movie come out, I went out to Texas and checked it out at Gillies, Mickey
Yes.
Gillies' place out there. And that's where the Urban Cowboy movie was filmed. And I checked out this mechanical bull, and Gillies had started building them. And before the movie ever came out, I bought a mechanical bull from Gillies. And I had it delivered to Wilder, and it was setting up and operating when the movie came out. And when people would go to the box office and watch the movie, they had heard about me having a mechanical bull, and when they'd see it in the movie, they'd leave the movie house and come to the club, and we had lines out in the street for
the mechanical bull.
For a couple 100 feet away, there'd be a line.
Wow.
People trying to get in. Yeah.
Yeah. It's odd how just a movie itself would turn something that was an everyday thing for most country western people, you know, and it would just make it that popular.
Yeah. When they saw it for themselves on the movie, on the big screen, and of course I'd been advertising about a mechanical bull, so the word was out, and it just went like wildfire.
Right. And there's James the Fam here in the chat, and I know he's been up there to Bobby Mackey's. He's done a couple of videos there.
Yeah.
James the Fam. And when I saw his videos, I was like, yep, I definitely want to go there. You've had a lot of people go in and out of there and making videos and stuff. So it's been very cool to see.
Yeah. People come in from all over, and of course, you know, they come up to meet me, and I'm always as gracious as I can be, and I always try to meet everybody that comes in, and you over and over again, I'll hear them say, "This has been on my bucket list."
Yeah,
coming there, and it's always, you know, I'm always honored to meet everybody that has it's been one of their on their bucket list to come there and visit. And you know what? They enjoy the music because they just take in the whole experience. And of course, they all want to hear the song Johanna. You know? Yes.
Yeah. Johanna, but you have a lot of amazing songs. So I know definitely when we come up there to visit, we're definitely going to make it a weekend and a full trip. That way we can enjoy the bar part of it, the singing, and then definitely the paranormal as well, because I want to do it all. I want to experience it all from Bobby Mackey's, and it's definitely top of our list as well.
I'll look forward to that.
Yeah, Barbara says that I'm pretty sure he's aware of it by now, but that are you aware that your bar is the #1 place for paranormal investigators?
Yeah.
And if you ask a lot of people what their place is that they want to go, their bucket list, the top 3 at least is generally Bobby Mackey's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you know, but for me, I want to keep my recording career going, and I want to record as many songs as I can. My daughter and I have got a new single coming out November, going to be released November the 19th. My daughter Anita and I have recorded a duet, and it'll be coming out, and it'll be on YouTube soon.
That's amazing. So do you have a lot of family members who have followed in your footsteps?
Well, actually just Anita. She's always been interested in singing, and we sang together when she was growing up. And of course, life took its place, and she had a family, and she got her family, my wonderful grandkids. She got them through college and everything, and she called herself an empty nester. So she said, "Daddy, I want to sing again." I said, "Well, okay, let's do it." So so she's been coming to the club and singing with me, and she sings. She's had a couple of records of her own that I produced for her, and but we got this new duet that we're really excited about.
That's amazing. That's great to hear, and it's her time now.
Yeah, I hope so, and she has the desire, and she's and the ability also. She's on YouTube. Look her up on YouTube. She recorded a song called "Under Your Spell Again." She said she only wanted to sing traditional country, so she recorded an old song. It's an old Buck Owens song, "Under Your Spell Again," and she did another song, was an old Wayne Stewart song called I drew a blank. But anyway, she's got some stuff on there, and you can find it. An old Wayne Stewart song. I can't think of what it was. I'll think of it in a minute. But anyway, I'm just proud to be producing her and she's making some good records, and can't wait for this new duet to get out there on the radio.
Yeah.
And on YouTube.
Who all else have you done collabs with, duets with, and stuff?
Just recently recorded a song with Claude Gray, a country legend. He had big hits out back in the day. He's a country legend. He's 90 years old. He and I recorded an old Hank Williams song called "Cold Cold Heart."
I love that song.
Most everybody remembers that. And did you hear that? Mine and Claude's version of that on YouTube?
I have not heard it yet, but I will be listening to it.
It's on there, and we just won an award for that out in Lubbock, Texas, at the Country Music Association of Texas. Claude and I won an award with that song, "Cold Cold Heart."
Well, congratulations on that, and I'll definitely be checking that one out. Because that's one of my favorite songs, and I would definitely love to hear you singing it, because you definitely have that old classic country style, and so I know it's going to be a good one. Yeah,
and I recorded a song with Justin Trevino, a boy from Texas. He and I became good friends, and we recorded a song together, an old Western swing song, an old Western swing Bob Wills song called "Lily Dale." It's on YouTube also, and it did well for us on the charts too.
Let's see. Well, I'm trying to find the question. Somebody wanted to know if you play music in the club at 432 hertz or 440 hertz. I think that's what it means.
I don't think I understand that.
I don't either. So I'm not good with those things like that. So.
You talking about the volume?
I guess so, yeah.
Anyway, well, it's just normal sound, but it's traditional country, that's all I can say. But
I probably didn't even ask that right, so.
Okay, you're talking about hertz. That so many hertz. That's how that refers to volume.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever record?
You're not talking about the songs hurting your heart, are you?
Oh no, songs could never hurt our hearts.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Paranormal Patrick said, "Did you ever record with Willie Nelson?"
No, that'd be an honor. You know, Willie's had a long career and recorded with about everybody. But I never had Willie in Wilder, Kentucky, though.
That definitely would have been awesome. And if y'all have heard Bobby sing, he has Willie's got his own voice. You can tell his voice from anywhere as well. But
yeah,
Bobby's got the very classic country. It reminds me of a lot of Hank Williams Sr. The way he would sing and stuff. So you definitely want to go check him out. We're going to be pushing that channel, Bobby.
I'm sorry?
I said, we're going to be pushing your channel that way. Everybody
great. I appreciate that. And there's always going to be new stuff coming along, too. I got another new single ready to come out in probably 6 weeks or so. A song that a friend of mine out in Texas wrote, a song called I Said Nothing, and it's one of those songs that'll tear your heart right out.
Well, you know we love them kind of songs. A true classic country song. It'll tear your heart out. All right. I'm trying to, okay, so if y'all have any questions in the chat, make sure you put them all in caps. Is there anything that you have? I know you've got this single coming out in about 6 weeks, you said. Is there anything else big happening in your life that you want to share, or anything that people should be watching for?
I'm just very blessed, and everything has been going my way, and my music more so now than ever. I'm recording better records all the time, and I'm so excited, and I've been winning some awards, and I just recently got inducted into the Independent Country Music Hall of Fame.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
And it's just been a great ride, and it's all I've ever wanted to do, and it's working. I'm accomplishing more of the things I've always wanted to right now.
That's amazing. It's amazing that you haven't let anything stop you from following your dream, even to now.
Yeah, that's a fact. I've got two wonderful daughters and 7 grandkids, and everything's great. My wife Denise pretty much runs the club. She takes care of all that.
Right. So it's definitely a family business.
Yeah, and I wouldn't change nothing about it.
That's great, because you never forgot where you came from.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true too.
Let's see. So it's not a live stream unless Slim Let 2.0 is talking about Elvis. So he's asking if you've ever got to meet Elvis.
No, never did. I was at one of his shows the last time he was in Cincinnati. I was at the show, and there was a bunch of us together, and we went to see Elvis, and we'd way up in the nosebleed section, and the place was packed full. It was the Cincinnati Gardens, and we were waiting for the show to come along, and somebody in the group went to get Cokes, and by the time they got back to their seats and passed the Cokes out, I got a Coke in my hand, and about the time I got this Coke and took a drink of it, they introduced Elvis to the stage, and everybody jumped up and hit my elbows and knocked Coke out of my hand. The Coke spilled all over me.
Oh no!
That's my experience with Elvis.
Hi, Casey.
I was raising Cain and yelling and screaming because I had Coke in my lap everywhere, and everybody's jumping up and down screaming about Elvis.
You were screaming about him too.
I was screaming, but it wasn't for Elvis.
This has definitely been amazing for us. to be able to sit here and chat with you, and not only just to hear about the paranormal side of it, but to hear about your music career and stuff as well. So we definitely appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come up here and do this for us.
Yes.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for your interest, and I hope I've enjoyed this hour. I hope you all have.
We definitely have. You made our nights, definitely. And I know we got a couple of people in here that are asking if you can sing us away with a few bars before you go.
Oh, I don't know about that. My voice is a little rough right now, but I would tell you that there's going to be a live broadcast from the nightclub in the morning between 7 and 9 Eastern time. There's a radio station out of Louisiana is going to be broadcasting live from there. A good friend of mine, H.D. Ainsworth. It's KBEF.com. You can stream it and listen to us live on the radio show there in the morning. KBEF.com.
I've got that wrote down because I definitely want to hear that one.
And you can stream that and listen to the live broadcast coming from the nightclub in the morning.
That's amazing. So we're definitely going to be checking that out. And again, I want to thank you so much, Bobby, for coming up here and speaking with us. This has been definitely a dream come true for us. We're bigger fans than you probably thought we were, but this has been amazing.
Well, I appreciate it very much, and I will look forward to seeing you all in Wilder sometime.
Oh, we definitely will be there. We will definitely be there, and you will know it when we get there because we'll let you know.
Oh, it's been my pleasure, and thank you very much.
And if you ever want to come back, you just let us know. We'll have you up anytime.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bobby.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you guys, too, for coming up here in the chat. And this has been amazing for me. Mm-hmm. And I know it's been amazing for Twinkie, too. And I'm sorry if I did miss a lot of people's questions, but I did not want to interrupt while he was talking. So I hope you all understand. It's so cool to see, and with him having one of the most iconic, most haunted places, and to him to be so
down to earth
about it, and like he believes it, but he doesn't, it reminds me a lot of Slim, and we were talking before the live stream and he was saying that he didn't want to believe it at first, but he's softened over the years. So that was just amazing to hear. It's and I just got a text from Bobby Mackey. He had a blast. So that was awesome. But it's just so heartwarming to hear that he could have come up here and said, "Oh, this place is so haunted. Y'all definitely need to come here." Blah, blah, And he says, he knows there's stuff that happens, but he can't always, not always going to believe every single thing that that is thrown out there. But he definitely has softened over the years with it. So he is, Debbie. He is very blasé about it, and I love that. Yes, fangirl moment ever for it. This was definitely a dream come true.
Can somebody please drop his link in there again?
Melissa's got it right there. And what was so cool is when he first come up and first thing he said to me and Twinkies was, "I seen that y'all subscribed to my YouTube channel." Mm-hmm. So it was so cool for him to know that we were subscribed to his channel. So definitely made our nights. So if y'all don't have him and y'all didn't know that he had a YouTube channel, please go grab that up, because I'm not joking. His music is amazing, and he does have an amazing voice. If you like the classic country, which I do, mm-hmm. I'm not all about this new age country music except for Chris Stapleton. I'm not going to lie with that. But he's kind of old school too. His voice is very old school. So, hi, babe. And Zach, I'm sorry I missed your live, but I will definitely go back and watch it. I did get to pop in for a second, Zach, but looking at his picture, I know who he is. Yeah. And it's he's so humble. Like he definitely is so down to earth. Absolutely loved it. Hey, Cody. Amy was talking to another guy.
Hey, Doolittle.
He knew I was going to be talking to him. And yes, I was, Zach, smiling from ear to ear. It's definitely amazing to have somebody up that you really like. I know every time me and Twinkie talk about our places we want to go for paranormal, Bobby Mackey's is always the number one top. Cody Edwards, you better hush it down there. But what is everyone? And thank you, Cassie, for your raid. If you're still here, I appreciate that so much. But that's okay, Cody. He will let us dance while they ghost hunt. Hey, I'm going dancing too, buddy. I hadn't been dancing in a long time. We used to go almost every weekend, and we haven't gone in a long time. So that would definitely be so much fun. You're 90 minutes from Wilder. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Wally, for coming in with the raid. I appreciate you sticking around. And then I also have up here, I need to go make sure I say the name right. If I can find it. Okay, there we go. And thank you so much to Royals of the Round Table for becoming a new member. Appreciate that so much. Thank you, Sandra. It was an amazing night for us. I was very nervous. I don't ever get nervous before an interview, but you can even ask Layne. I was saying how nervous I was. Oh, it's a pretty long drive for us too, Melissa, but I definitely think it would be worth it. I bet you're still light on your feet, Slim. My problem is being able to get around the dance floor more than a couple of times before my back start hurting or my knee or So also before this, I posted the new challenge for the Para Games. And I know I said I was going to make them into shorts, but I have tried all day long to turn that into a short. It did not work. So next week it'll just be my face telling y'all what y'all got to do, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to make it a short. So thank you, Barbara. Yes, he does, Wally. So Twinkie last night posted her challenge 8 Para Games, and I posted mine as well sometime during the night, probably like 1 o'clock this morning when I posted it. So if you guys haven't checked those out, please do so, because I know when it comes out through the night, sometimes you don't get the notification, or it gets kind of pushed down as far as, you know, through the night. So if you didn't get the notification, those videos are up. And I did see James come in, and James had some very unforgettable experiences at Bobby Mackey's as well. Oh, Barbara, thank you so much. I appreciate that. But you did not have to do that. But thank you. Oh, God, oh, country, love them all. But Elvis is my man. Well, you'll fit right in with Slim there. You did post your Slim, so I'm not disqualifying you. Rochelle tried to get me to disqualify her earlier too, and I ain't gonna do it. So, and I did give Donnie a little leeway. So if anybody sees that his was posted late, it's because their internet was out and he could not get it uploaded. So I did give him until the live stream was over to have it up, or he would have been disqualified. But since he got it up before the interview started, I told him it was okay. Because I understand if your internet goes out, or something like that, it's kind of hard to post something. So thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for being a member for 23 months. You're awesome. Thank you so much for that. So this is, let's see, Thursday. So Saturday we'll have a members only live stream, but Saturday we're going to do something a little different. We're going to, I'm going to have the panels up, and I'm going to bring people up here and there to chat and just have a good time, because I want to be able to talk to the members kind of one-on-one or a couple at a time, and then we'll just send those down and bring a couple more people up. So if you want to be there and you want to be up on the panel, make sure you're there at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time to watch that on Saturday. Dang it, Elvis, you spilled Coke drink on Bobby and didn't help me get disqualified. I don't think Elvis is going to help you with that, Slim. He might come through and talk to you, but Challenge 8 scared the poop out of me. Well, Challenge 9 is not that bad. Well, I mean, I guess it can be, because you're going to be with a haunted object and you're going to be blindfolded while listening to the spirit box. But after this challenge, don't expect it to be easy. We're going to be coming up with some doozies, because we got to start getting people knocked out. And that's the only way to be able to do it. Let's see. Rob's a big Elvis fan too. All right, Twinkie, what you going to have coming up, and you want to fill everybody in on your update?
I went to the doctor's today. They took the stitches out, but when he got in there, he showed Casey and I the pictures. He found a little bit more damage than what he had thought. So he had to repair that, and I've still got to wear this awful brace for 4 more weeks. So y'all just keep praying for me.
Yes, definitely.
So it's been, I'm not sure about tomorrow night if I'm going on or not. It depends on how I feel, because I haven't been feeling too good today. So just keep a check out for the notifications.
And just an idea, Twinkie. Well, and it may not work on a weekend whenever, you have, your house is not full, but when you have people there. But maybe on Tuesday nights or whatever, is just to set your dolls up or something and turn your live stream on, the Necrophonics on, and then just go lay down. And just kind of let leave it as a live stream where we investigate your house while you're resting, just to give you time and hours, whatever.
Yeah.
To keep you going. But
so y'all don't forget about me.
No, we definitely ain't gonna forget about you. But I know how hard it is whenever you are having to take medicine and you sit up too long and you need to rest. So, but this would definitely give you an option to look into, just to kind of keep things going.
All right. So I probably will do that Tuesday then.
Sounds good to me. And we all love listening to the Spirit Box, and we all love looking at paranormal stuff. So I think it would be fun. April will be filming her chopping wood tomorrow. Oh,
Well, I got chopped wood for. That's what I got you for.
yeah.
I was looking when the doctor took the pad off and stuff, and they removed the stitches. This arm looks so much smaller than this.
Yeah, because it's not being used, so it will probably. You'll lose a lot of muscle mass there. Hi, the Paranormal Polynesian. It's okay. Love you.
Hey,
So yes, to answer, I think Marianne's the one that asked how many more challenges are there. There are challenges until everyone quits, and there's one winner. And we have some very hard-headed, strong paranormal investigators. Um, so, and a lot of them that did quit probably wouldn't have quit if they hadn't had personal issues that made them quit. So we may be here for a little bit. Hopefully, though, we're going to get some spooky stuff in there, and people are going to be like, no, I ain't doing that one. Because they ain't going to quit on their own. They want me to disqualify them. And unless they do something wrong in the video or they don't do it right, I can't disqualify them. So,
Slim even tried to disqualify Amy.
yeah, he tried to disqualify me, but it didn't work. Thank you, Adam. They're definitely fun, and it's somewhat challenging to an extent, and it definitely plays on some of our fears. And I've had a couple of panic attacks doing them, but I think I'm absolutely loving it. Next year at this time, challenge 385. Well, hopefully we have a winner before June, because they're supposed to be receiving a trophy at the reunion. So hopefully there will be a winner at least by June. But I would love to see you doing them, Adam. So next year when we start the challenges again, you should definitely join in. No more hot challenges for me. Why not, Rob? Did I forget to mention, Rob, that the reunion sponsor this year is Pucker Butt Pepper Company? And so you never know what might happen at the reunions. If I disqualify Amy, then the pair of games would end. No, they wouldn't. If I was disqualified or I took myself out, they would still continue. That's okay, Adam. That to me, that's the best part, is watching people freak out.
Yes, Donnie, I will be sawing logs later. That part is true.
So everybody continue to keep Layne in your prayers as well. The whole side of her face is swelled up, and she has we thought it was a abscess maybe in her tooth or something, but it's all up in her sinuses and in her gums. So it could be definitely like a real bad sinus infection as well, because it's up by her nose and all down around her jawline, which that's where mine was this last time. So, but her face is swelled up and she can't hardly open her mouth. She tried to talk to her sister Casey earlier, and Casey and her kept laughing, and then she would about die in pain. So it was funny to watch her, because she would just hold her mouth and just start dying laughing, but she was trying to hold it together.
I'm allowed to think of that, because this side don't look out like this side, so only half of my face smiles.
She said it feels like when you had that, Bell's
Bell's
palsy. That's
Yeah.
kind of what it looks like, because one side of her face will smile, but the other won't. It'll just sit there because it's swelled up. Everyone is sending you prayers,
It
lady.
makes me laugh.
Well, quit laughing if it hurts.
Oh, well, she ought to know not to get on there with Casey, because
I
they
know. I know.
That girl.
I think she's delirious, because I told her last night, I said, take some of this medicine so it'll help you sleep, because I knew she wasn't going to sleep. And so I had done my challenge already, and then I was like, okay, go ahead and take the medicine now, because I'm done, and while I'm editing and everything, you can go to sleep. Look over there, she is sawing some logs. And so for all of you that don't know, Cody is on the road, and he's been gone for 2 months, And so when Cody's gone, Layne stays with me in my room. And so she, for some reason, decided to grab my arm with her claws. And she just kept squeezing my arm tight. I don't know what she was dreaming about, but she kept squeezing my arm tighter and tighter and tighter. And finally, I was like, Layne, you're going to have to let go of my arm. And so then I come in here earlier and I was going by and I looked at the medicine. I was like, Layne, how much of that did you take? She said, just a big drink. And I was like, Layne, you took a little much. I said, no wonder you were out like that.
But at least she got some sleep.
I slept
Yeah.
until what, 11?
Yeah. She slept till 11 today. She went to bed at like,
8.
what, about 8 something?
No,
9?
Something like that.
No, it was after I did my challenge. So, and I did my challenge after I got off the phone with Twinkie, and that was pretty late. So, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but then she woke up this morning and she rolled over. She said, I feel dizzy. You were hungover.
We both forgot last night. We were just talking away. We both have forgot we had to do our challenges yet.
I know. We almost got ourselves disqualified. Adam said he likes your style. It's just a big drink. Yes, and prayers for Laura, Jared, and Angus. They're all sick right now, so keep them in your prayers. They were supposed to be going to the clinic earlier, and I haven't heard anything from them yet. So unless they posted in one of the group chats, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, Boom Black Slim's eye last night.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. Also, prayers for Sandra's mother-in-law. Please keep her in your prayers. And for Sandra's dad as well. And, of course, our beautiful Twinkie here. Keep her in your prayers, too, that she starts getting some more rest and stops being so stubborn. And, oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Love your bunches.
I like the way she said that. Love your bunches. We got a lot of people who are needing prayers right now.
Hard-headed.
Huh?
Oh, I didn't stutter.
Who's hard-headed?
Both of y'all are headed. Shut up.
You and Casey are hard-headed too.
Yeah,
Layne.
that's right.
No, not.
But your mama's hard-headed too.
So are you, Anthony.
I don't.
I got it. I got it from
hard-headed.
I
Yeah.
got it.
Hello, Mom.
Okay, we're going to change the subject now. Also, prayers for Vodka's sister. I know that she got some good news, and she's on the road to recovery, but continue to keep her in your prayers. Prayers for Melissa, for her knee, and prayers for Patrick as well. So, Melissa, have you got your date for when you have to go see the specialist? It's been a great night.
All of y'all are going to be needing.
Now, I've already ordered a bunch of bubble wrap, and I'm just going to start wrapping people in it.
You hear me? All of y'all are going to be needing physical therapy, I swear.
Well, yeah.
'Cause
We're
you-
older. I
It's
mean,
you,
it
Lauren,
happens.
Auntie, now Melissa.
If you don't quit cracking your knuckles and every bone in your body, you're going to be that
I
way
have to
too.
crack them where my hands and stuff are.
Good night, Barbara. Love you too. And thank you so much for
Barbara.
your super
Love you,
chat
Barbara.
earlier. And thank you for posting the links. Tuesday you go. Okay. Tuesday for your knee and the 14th for your back.
Well, y'all
The cripplets. Layne's going to start calling us all the cripplets. Hey, I'm in pretty decent right now.
I don't
I'm knock on wood, knock on something. Although I need to hire somebody to do my mopping for me because it killed my back earlier. It's age. Age sneaks up on you and it says to hell with you and starts taking you out. Well, I'm glad you're finally getting that done, Melissa. You definitely need to get that done. All I need is a helmet and non-toxic crayons, Johnny. Oh my Lord.
I need to either go to a doctor's appointment or my dentist.
Yeah.
I have to figure it out which one to do that day.
I'm thinking it's sinuses, not tooth, because it's
I
up
still need
here
to go
higher.
get a
Yeah, I
decent
know.
appointment done. need
Till
to
I
go
get home, then she'll
get
have a
it checked out.
headache till I leave again. How'd you know, babe? No, I'm excited for you to be home. It's been 2 months since I've seen him. So I'm definitely
It has
excited.
been 2 months, hasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Rob said Tammy said keep them in your prayers.
We're definitely keeping you in our prayers, Roberta.
Love you, Uncle Rob. I can hardly talk, but I
I'm
still
okay.
love
I just
you.
need a more in-depth scan done. Will you get it done, Patrick? Get her done.
I don't like going to the dentist. I'm gonna have Mom come back there with me.
Well, I'll be doing some physical therapy for my back, but that's nothing that'll ever be fixed. It's for
they want to do surgery on it. You won't
no, they can't do surgery on that part. But I probably won't be able to go to it, so I'll probably have them teach me the home exercises again and get that done, because I cannot travel an hour and 20 minutes every day, 5 days a week. Ain't gonna happen. Okay, so just got a text from Jared. Said they are positive for A and B flu.
Dang. Is
So
that
the
bad?
flu is definitely going around right now.
Is that bad?
It's the flu.
Like for A and B.
You definitely, the flu sucks anytime you get it.
Cody said he's broke down on the side of the road.
What?
Well, I'm broke down on the side of the road in the truck. I'm supposed to be driving home. Right. Cody Edwards, you better be lying.
Dad, come on now. Shut up.
Adam. He said, girl, there must be something in the air. I done wrecked my new car yesterday, too. I need a chiropractor.
Adam?
Are you okay? I think it's just our age bracket. I think we're all in that age bracket.
Y'all are not old. Y'all are seasoned.
Yes, I know we're seasoned, but I'm just saying our age bracket, there's going to be a little more medical appointments and all that kind of stuff.
You are seasoned with a little hump there, here and there.
A little who?
Hump there, here and
Hump?
there. Yeah.
Hey, genocide.
You are seasoned with a little hump here and there.
Hi, genocide and fur babies. Well, hopefully they get it fixed, babe.
What did he say?
That he's broke down on the side of the road just outside of Big Lake.
Of course he is.
Oh no, Adam. You need to get some rest.
What did he do? What happened?
He fell asleep at the wheel after a 12-hour shift.
Adam, be careful.
You be careful, Adam, and please start getting some rest. Roberta ain't as seasoned as you are.
I mean, y'all are both pretty seasoned. Well done. But
Thank you, Crypt Keeper, for coming in. Appreciate it.
I hope he didn't hear that. You didn't hear it either, apparently.
No, I didn't. Adam, we need to have you back up here one night as well.
Yes.
I miss getting to talk to you.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to go ahead and let Twinkie get some rest and get her in there and relaxed and doing what she's supposed to be doing. But I want to thank her so much for coming up here with me tonight. I knew she would not want to miss this interview, and she would be very angry with me if I did it without her. And I wouldn't have done it without her anyway. But because this is our together dream, so we definitely want to get up there to Bobby Mackey's and get some videos done.
Yes.
Where is that at again?
Kentucky.
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 Cody, I don't even want to hear you saying that. You better hush it
What
up.
did he say now?
He said, ha, Donnie, well, if I don't show up in a car, or if I don't show up, call Adventures with Purpose.
Dad, would you? Oh, I'm.
Oh, you done got her. Man.
Can't cuss on live stream.
Hi, Sean. Love you.
He knows I don't like that crap.
Who do y'all keep calling beautiful? God almighty.
What?
You and Vodka and call him beautiful. Clean your glasses, y'all.
I ain't need to clean my glasses. They're always beautiful, and you know it. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and get off here. I thank y'all so much for being here, and again, big, huge, special thanks to Bobby Mackey for coming up tonight and talking with us. I hope y'all enjoyed that, and I hope you had fun. But we will be back on Saturday for members, and then next Tuesday we'll be back to our normal shenanigans. So if you missed the Para Games challenge that me and Twinkie did last night, make sure y'all go check those videos out because they are up. Yeah, you better sweat us, butthead. I love you. Be careful and get your butt home. So, we love you guys. You mean the world to us. We hope you know that. And we will see you on the next one. And y'all just be watching for Twinkie tomorrow night. Also, Sandra, go watch hers tomorrow night at 7 Eastern Standard Time. And if Twinkie feels like it, she'll have something going on. If not, then we'll have to wait till Tuesday. So, I love y'all. Thank you.
Half a heart.
Well, I can't do that. Here, hang on. We'll fix this. Hang on. Where the hell? Okay, now this way. Yeah, back it up. There we go. Well, it's the most crookedest heart you'll ever see, but you all know we love you. Have a great night, everyone.